USA Developing Sustainable Tourism in Bosnia and Herzegovina project in partnership with Tourism Association of Canton Sarajevo and Tourism Organization of Republika Srpska. My name is Yusuf Yamakosmanovic. I'm the tourism marketing specialist at the USAID Tourism Project, and it is my pleasure to be your moderator for today. The Tourism Opportunities Showcase program will be a series of activities, both online and offline, aimed at increasing demand for Bosnia and Herzegovina in expanding sales and distribution channels in prioritized source markets for the country. Today, we are kicking off this new initiative with the Growing and Expanding Tourism Demand from United Arab Emirates to Bosnia and Herzegovina webinar in cooperation with Holidays by Fly Dubai to improve the awareness and understanding of Bosnia and Herzegovina's tourism industry stakeholders about the different outbound tourism opportunities that exist in the United Arab Emirates and the best way to convert these opportunities to business deals. To explore these opportunities and to grow additional demand from UAE that will set Bosnia and Herzegovina on the path for further growth, Tourism and Holidays by Fly Dubai have lined up market experts representing some of the largest travel agencies in the United Arab Emirates to present insights, strategies, and tactics to help Bosnian businesses better capitalize on opportunities and grow demand from one of the most important tourism markets to the country. If you have any questions for our speakers during the webinar, please write them down in the comment section and we will try to answer as much as we can. So it is my pleasure to announce our first speaker for today, Mr. Ibrahim Osta, the Chief of Party of USA Tourism Project. Mr. Ibrahim will tell us more about our new initiative and the importance of the UAE market for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Welcome, Mr. Ibrahim.
Thank you, Yusuf. Thank you for the introduction and putting in context what we're trying to do. I would like to welcome all of our partners from across Bosnia and Herzegovina from the tourism industry. And I would like to pay special thanks to our partners today, Fly Dubai and Holidays by Fly Dubai, and by extension, the mother company, Emirates Airlines. You see to my top right, the partners here in Bosnia and Herzegovina, both Visit Sarajevo, Tourism Board, as well as the Tourist Organization of Republika Srpska, and both are active partners in promoting international arrivals into the country. Needless to say, we're dealing with a very fluid and ever-changing situation, quite challenging one as a result of the COVID pandemic and its impact on the tourism sector. Bosnia and Herzegovina is not different from other countries, suffered greatly as a result of COVID. Tourism dropped 83.6% in 2020. And while there was a revival in 2021, we're still working our way up to return to 2019 figures and to move forward beyond that. And to do this, we partnered both with Visit Sarajevo, with the Tourist Organization of Republika Srpska, with other tourist boards around the country and the ministries and the industry to create what we call the tactical recovery plan. How do we tactically engage with the international marketplace while strategically in the longer term work on further growth? So tactically how to return the market to pre-pandemic levels. And part of this approach includes engaging the consumers, the tourists themselves, in how to consider this destination and elect it as a destination of choice. Second, there was work with both governments of the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, the government of Republika Srpska, as well as Bačka district here, to adopt the country's health and safety protocols, and the World Travel and Tourism Council gave their endorsement to these protocols. And we have 23 different protocols for different subsectors of the industry. If you're a tour operator, if you're a tour guide, if you're a rafting operator, if you're a hotelier, etc., you have a special guidelines just for you and special training courses on the online academy, academy.tourism.bih, that you can take and receive a certificate. And now companies can also receive their safe travel stamp from both ministries. But beyond this, we're also working to expand aviation routes into the country. So part of the work is working on consumers and visitors to elect Bosnia and Herzegovina as a destination. Second is to expand sales channels through expanding the international travel agent network selling Bosnia and Herzegovina. And for this, we launched an international travel agent academy, whereby we have special courses for travel agents in source markets in Germany, in the UK, in Austria, and we're making these available also to Gulf countries. And I'm pleased to say today that we would like to see a big push toward the Gulf through this academy to give tour operators the tools to explain how beautiful Bosnia and Herzegovina is, the diversity and the range of options it has to offer, and that they will receive their certificate of completion, and then they would receive an opportunity to partner with a tour operator in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So that partnership can give us a seamless channel of travel from the consumer to the source market operator to the receiving tour operator in the country. Now, of course, when you have a tourist that wants to come here, they need to come here somehow. And we're looking at the Gulf market as a key market. We're looking at the United Arab Emirates as a prime market. And for people to come here, they're going to fly. And that's the third area we're working on, is expanding aviation routes. And the more people fly, the more people visit, that's more seats on planes. That makes the airline more profitable. That makes the destination more profitable. And we're giving visitors really enjoyable experiences in the country. So that's truly the definition or the embodiment of how partnership should work. And we're very happy that we're kicking off our aviation partnership with Fly Dubai. As I mentioned, Fly Dubai is also part of the bigger mother company, Emirates. But Fly Dubai brings to Bosnia and Herzegovina is not just a link between the United Arab Emirates or Dubai and Bosnia and Herzegovina. It really brings an international network, because Dubai is a hub. And through Emirates and through Fly Dubai itself, it acts as a hub from other destinations. It could be Europe, Asia, the United States, and other Middle Eastern countries, Gulf countries and other Middle Eastern countries. And so Dubai has been playing a hub to the world, and it can play a hub for visitors from many different countries, not just the UAE, to Bosnia and Herzegovina. But now I have to speak about the importance of the UAE market. Pre-pandemic, the UAE market was an important market to Bosnia and Herzegovina. It was an increasing market. But we lost a significant part of this market as a result of the pandemic, just like with other markets. However, what we saw is that the UAE market was the best performing market during the recovery period. And we have already exceeded the 20 and 21 figures by the end of 2021, an increase of 45% over the past month. As a result of this, there is a significant interest in the international marketplace, in the UAE itself, in what Bosnia and Herzegovina has to offer. Not to the interpreters. I'm getting Bosnian on the English channel. If you can please switch your channel. So Bosnia and Herzegovina has a very attractive offer to residents of the UAE. And with residents, I would like to speak about two different segments here. Nationals of the UAE that appreciate what Bosnia and Herzegovina has, and the more they learn about what we have to offer, the more they're going to elect this destination as a really attractive European choice with somewhat of an Eastern flavor. So that's where you see the intersection of culture, of civilizations. You come to Bosnia and Herzegovina and you see this medley of cultures that is very attractive, and I would say rather unique in Europe. But also the UAE is home to millions of expatriates of many different nationalities. You have British, you have Germans, you have a number of Asian nationalities, you have Americans, who not only work but live long term in the UAE, and they also are a prime market for us. So there's lots that we can work on together. More seats and planes for Fly Dubai, more arrivals for the country, and really wonderful opportunities that Holidays by Fly Dubai can present to its clients. So with this, I would like to welcome all of you again. I think we're starting today and embarking on a wonderful partnership and great opportunity to expand air routes, to expand arrivals, expand partnerships between tour operators on both sides. And for our colleagues from Bosnia and Herzegovina, there's more to come in terms of solidifying this initiative beyond webinars, but with business-to-business matchmaking, as well as road shows, as well as inviting some journalists that would magnify the message of the beauty of this country to get more people to come. With this, I would turn over to you, Yusuf.
Thank you, Ibrahim, for your wonderful insights. Next one in line was Fly Dubai, but I've been just informed they have problems connecting. So we will skip to the next speaker, and when the Fly Dubai joins us, we can have their presentation. So now I would like to call Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim. He's the Chief Executive Officer of the Hajizati Travel and Tourism Agency. Mr. Ibrahim is a frequent visitor to Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I personally had a pleasure in meeting him here to see how great of a guy he is. So welcome, Mr. Ibrahim, and please let us know from your experience in working with Bosnia and Herzegovina, because we know that you do a lot of business. What is the position of Bosnia and Herzegovina in the UAE market, and what are those challenges and opportunities to grow demand from UAE to the country?
Thank you, first of all, Mr. Yusuf, for introducing. Hello, everyone, and Dobar Dan. And I am really great to today talk about Bosnia and Herzegovina. This is one of our top destination, but we need to improve it even more. I'm gonna now share my screen. Second. Yeah. Today we are going to talk about challenges and opportunities in Bosnia and Herzegovina. First of all, Hajizati Travel established in 2011 and was our first holiday destination is Bosnia and Herzegovina. In 2013, when there is no direct flight from Dubai to Bosnia, and we have some issue with the visa. But hopefully in 2015, January, we start to have enter without visa, and Fly Dubai started the first flight in December 2014. That also make more easy way to people to travel to Bosnia. The number of the nights we made into, I will make some, let's say, just compare between COVID and today. And during COVID, we start, as everyone know, Bosnia start to accept tourists end of the July. And we did 2,569 room nights in that, and during COVID in 2020. And this year, we really did a big job, which was not expecting. And it was also with our partner in Bosnia, with them support, we reached to 28,950 room nights in 2021. The packs we have with Fly Dubai and Air Arabia in 2000, that is compare now here I will show the packs in 2019. We did 4,397 packs. In 2020, we did 904, which is also a big number during COVID. In 2021, this year, we did also 4,172, and these numbers not include December. I didn't get the December reports until now. Of course, we are also working in other destinations like Montenegro, Albania, Serbia, Slovenia, Azerbaijan, Poland, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and others as well. But our main destination and focus destination is Bosnia. The opportunities what Bosnia have, and also the travelers types. Travelers types from UAE, you have mix between groups and individuals and families. I think Bosnia is one of the good countries, our destination for families and couples as well. Honeymooners, yes, it's not main destination for honeymooners, but still today we have a big numbers of honeymooners who's traveling to Bosnia. What is interest for people from UAE? Of course, the main point is nature. Nature is so beautiful in Bosnia. We call Bosnia is a small Switzerland. That is also the feedback from our clients. Most of our clients who was the main destination is Europe, Switzerland and German and other countries. They say if we know Bosnia from beginning, we will not spend our money every year over there. As you know, Bosnia is as a price, it's very convenience in the price and in service and these things. Weather is perfect in Bosnia as well. People use it as a summer destination. Maybe a little bit in winter, we need to promote Bosnia a bit more. There is no any promoting in winter for Bosnia, and that's we need to focus on it. And third thing is food. People really enjoy food in Bosnia, as it is really very nice cuisine. People like it. Now we will also talk about UAE travelers. What is benefit from UAE travelers? Because you have many segments who's coming to Bosnia. But what is benefit from UAE clients? UAE clients today, they spend in hotels, they spend in restaurants, they spend on shopping. Also, the average of the stay they have, it is 7 nights, which is a good average of a stay. Also, we have a client who's visiting Bosnia 2 to 3 times per year. And these people who don't have houses in Bosnia, they stay in hotels. But who have houses in Bosnia also, they are visiting Bosnia more than that. Expats from UAE, I think right now we don't have big number of expats from UAE because of visa issue. I think this need to make it more easier for them to apply, especially now most of expat is living in north of Emirates, and embassy of Bosnia, it is in Abu Dhabi, and which is far 1.5 hours from Dubai, and people to go there, it's a bit they choose immediately other destination to just make it easier for themselves. I hope that soon will be solved, like do it like Montenegro do it, and Albania and Georgia as well. Azerbaijan, they accept the residents of UAE on arrival, and that is, I think, will increase more than double numbers of visitors from UAE, because the expat is more than UAE citizens in the living in UAE. Bosnia, why is Bosnia is one of the top destination for UAE people? Because it is really friendly destination for Muslim people, as they can find halal food everywhere. As everyone also know, Muslims have 5 time prayer per day. And when they are in them journey outside, they can stop in any mosque and pray. That is main point. Keep Bosnia is a main destination for our people. And also, as we said, nature is in previous slide. Regarding the government, we need little more focus from Ministry of Tourism and DMO to make more marketing for Bosnia, because honestly, to talk honest, we don't see any advertising from them side. We don't see any interest for them to take care of the tourist even who's already in Bosnia. They need to be more active. They need to be excised. They need to be more welcomes to the tourist. I think I don't need to talk more about that because I don't have nothing to talk about it, but they need to be more active. They need to be more positives to bring more tourists from different countries, especially today UAE, one of the top destinations. They need to take care of that segment as well to not reduce the numbers. Local DMCs, I think they need to know more needs about Arab tourists. Of course, there is many of them, they really know to deal from A to Z with Arab tourists, and they are very successful. We don't have any issue with our partners in Bosnia as from start until now, because the guys know very well Arabic culture. They know how to deal with the Arabic families and all these things. Services, I think is not bad. The services from DMCs is not high class and not low. It is middle class, and I think that is also, if you compare it with the price, I think it's good, because if we go more higher service, it's going to increase the price, and I don't know how that will reflect on the market, because people in last 8 years they use for that service and prices. Yes, can be a little bit developed more, of course, and also a new itineraries. Today, most DMCs have only one itinerary, which is they follow it. Sarajevo, Travnik, Jajce, Mostar, Bihać, Olympic Mountains, Juharina, and Vlašić. There is some destination where always an itinerary. Yes, they are the top destination. For a new client, we recommend it always because this is the main points in the where they must visit. But there is also a new destination which we can go to them later on. In the end, I will talk about them. Now we will shift to hotels. Hotels in Sarajevo, especially, quite good. Yes, we need little more hotels because of capacity. We need more capacity if we need to attract more clients, especially today also other markets start to come to Saudi Arabia, from Saudi Arabia to Bosnia. Chain hotels need to be a little bit more. We have, I think, in Sarajevo, about 4 chain hotels or 5. We need more hotels. Yes, there is some boutiques hotels, new boutiques hotels in Sarajevo also. They are perfect. They are almost like chain hotels. Of course, the service is not same, but the quality. And other thing is other cities need to develop in that part to have more hotels and more quality hotels. Buses and transportation providers, there is, as I know from my experience, maybe 1 or 2 companies which have a good quality of buses and good service, and they are really professional in that service. Others, as what I saw in the market and also what we heard from our client who go through other companies, they talk a bit bad about transportation and quality of the transportation. Investors and developers, I think Bosnia need a bit more shopping options. Right now, it's quite not bad. We can say, as in Bosnia, say Nijeloš, developed walking street with the restaurants and international coffee shops. Today, you have a city of Sarajevo. It's so beautiful place to walk. But still you don't have that quality of the restaurant and international coffee shops. We have a client who's asking for some brands of the coffees like Starbucks. First question always before they book the package. I think Bosnia need more to focus on that part. And also government need to give more support to investors and more facility to them. I think it's not enough today, personal investors. I think country need to focus to bring government investors like what we have today in Port Montenegro, invest by Dubai government. We have as well in Belgrade waterfront, invest by Abu Dhabi government. These kind of the investors Bosnia miss, I think, right now. And the time now is the time to go for that big invest. Experience good things and bad things. All of experience I had in this country is really beautiful. People is very friendly. People is very hospital. Service, it's in middle class, we can say. Everything what we saw in with the people in Bosnia is really a good and good experience. A bad thing what we saw, as I said before, the government or Ministry of Tourism, we don't see any welcome from them and any push from them to make something for this sector in Bosnia. Experience on new destinations. A new destination we have today, for example, Banja Luka, we have Trebinje, we have Gorazde, we have Visegrad, we have Stolac. This is very beautiful places where I visit them myself. And I think most of the DMCs is far from this destination, maybe because they are a bit far from Sarajevo, maybe as well as we got an experience from many of them. Also, there is they don't need to guarantee safety of guests who will go there. As everyone knows as well, that today we are ready to promote that places. Even I was in beginning of June, I was in Banja Luka, and we was in a meeting over there, and we arranged everything to start to send tourists over there. But you know, we just a bit have afraid from safety side, especially. As you know, our women's here from UAE, they are going with hijab, and some of them covering also the face, and that is a big challenge for us to take them to that places. As you saw yesterday, one of the investors from UAE, he called me. He said, "Mohammed, we heard bad news in Bosnia." That is some part of Bosnia, they need to make army, and they need to make some war, and that, you know, that is the thing. I think especially these places need to welcome more Arab tourists. They need to show interest in that. They need to little bit be friendly with Arab tourists. As I was in these places also, my wife is from Montenegro. and she's with hijab. We was in some of these places when we go out from car or somewhere, it's not usual for the people, even she's Balkanian. And that is the challenge for these places. I think if that challenge is, if that problem is solved, it will be a great destination and really beautiful destinations people can go. Thank you for everyone, and sorry for using this long time to talk about Bosnia. We have a lot from our heart to Bosnia, but the time is short. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Yusuf.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmed. We have one question for you from the audience.
Yeah.
They would like to know how to best connect with the tour operators. How can local inbound tour operators best connect with the travel agencies in UAE?
I think today we have Arabian travel market in Dubai every year on April. That is one of the good opportunity for them to be there. As Visit Sarajevo, they are from a few years, have stand over there, and they bring the DMCs as well to promote. Of course, they need to find the agencies from social media. That's also one of the option, but the exhibition is always one of the main thing. I think we need also, if that is one of the things, maybe we need to bring we need to bring DMCs to the Dubai with a road show, and this is, I think, other option as well. We can attract with Fly Dubai or other airlines as well. They can bring them top sellers for Sarajevo in that road show, and they can get a lot of clients, I think.
One more question for you.
Yeah.
From the audience. It says, regarding transportation and speaking about buses, will tourists from Middle East travel in bigger groups in buses, or families with more members in mini buses?
See, the thing here, it's I need to little bit break down on that. If we talk about past, before COVID, yes, that was with us is working fine. We was doing in summer only 1.5 months, near to 40 big buses with the families, of course, only for families. We cannot mix families and others. We just keep families, and there is a lot of families who need to be in the group. First of all, it will be safe for them, especially who's going without husband, only with children, and also cost is less for them as a big family. There is, of course, there is a lot of clients who don't prefer groups; they go individual. During the COVID, and now we don't go never for buses because of distance, and that people need to be in private car to not mix with other people.
Okay, we have time for just one more question for you. And would you be interested to participate in the Sarajevo Business Forum and this year, which is in May 2022?
Yes, why not?
So there you have it. You can contact us. We will share Mr. Ibrahim's contact details, and that's it. Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim, for your wonderful insights. Obviously, you know the destination in and out, and I'm looking forward, and we also to have you again here soon in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now I would like to call out Mr. Ahmad Essa Al-Rais. He is the Government Relationship Manager and Luxury at Al-Rais Travel. Al-Rais Travel is one of the oldest travel agencies in UAE, And the agency is a very highly reputed company in the UAE, and their headquarters is, as I know, is in the very heart of Dubai. They are one of the top performers in leisure travel from UAE to all across the globe. So welcome, Mr. Ahmad, and it is our pleasure to have you today with us.
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf, and hi everybody. And I will start with a quick presentation. Actually, my presentation is very small, and I just put some points. Of course, it's not long that same the others. I will share it with you. I have it in my desktop. Just a second, please. Oh, sorry, just please let me know if it is.
Yeah, we see your screen. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I will start very quick. Of course, my name is Ahmad Isa Rais. I'm from Rais Travel. It's our business, our family business. This company have been established from 1977. So we are the second generation to continue this journey. We have around 400 staffs and around 20 branches. As you said, Joseph, we are from long time in the market. So we are selling over the world, of course, including with Bosnia. So I will have just a quick one. One of the main reasons what I think it is, as you said, I think to around 45% from end of 2020 to 2021, the sales, because of the main thing, what I think and what I have seen in our travel agent, because of the COVID, a lot of countries was still closed. Bosnia plus Maldives was our top 2 destinations in this time. So as you said, it's right. It was really big jump even for us, for Bosnia. Plus that then after some time, we have seen other countries have been opened, and Bosnia was very good that it was not very restriction. They have either if you have a COVID, PCR or the vaccine, and they are accept all the type of vaccine, not like such of European countries. They have only I think 2 or 3 vaccines what they have agreed to enter. As you know, most of the people when the pandemic started, people in UAE, the first people they received the vaccine, it was Sinopharm. And in the beginning, most of the countries in Europe, they was not accepted the Sinopharm, only the Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and the others. So the second part of the vaccine, then we received the Pfizer and the others. So these are one of the main reasons that why the sales have been really increased to Bosnia. Of course, the sales still is there, but as of end of 2020 and first quarter, I will say, or till second quarter of the year of 2021, we sold a lot to Bosnia. Here I will talk about how to promote Bosnia. Of course, there is many ways, but I have chosen a couple of things what I think. This is a way how to promote. For example, for the marketing, there is a lot of channels you can reach. All it depends about your market. For example, if it is local, you have an Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever. You can of course choose with the good influencers. So there is influencers from UAE, but in my opinion, I will say very frankly, the most really affecting influencers from Kuwait. The most strong from the GCC, I will say. they are really very strong. Although they are very few numbers, but they can explore everywhere. I think also Kuwaiti, one of the first people start to come to Bosnia and invest to do some business there. So number two, what I have seen, what I have written there, event which is B2C. Usually Bosnia only they are participate in at ATM, which is once a year, B2B. Sometime, but it is not mainly for B2C. I know some clients coming to the booths and take the flyers, dealing with the companies directly, some of them. But you have to target B2C. For example, Al-Arif Travel, now 11 years, we are every year doing event B2C, and we are only invite the tourism boards only, and we have dealt more than 25 tourism boards over the world, including many countries in Europe, like UK, like Ireland, like Italy, Austria, Germany, even from Far East, Malaysia, Thailand, India, Sri Lanka, Kenya. Everywhere we have met a lot of people from the tourism board. They have participated with us under one umbrella of Al-Arif Travel, and usually we are doing in the malls. Last time we did it, last couple of times we did it in the places where is the local and the expat people living, not for the tourists, not like Dubai Mall, not like for the other, where is the tourists come, where is the people they are living. So we are usually, it depends if we will do it in summer or before summer, we will do it in the place closed, like shopping malls. If it is nice weather, we'll do it in the open area, which is the target the right people, to at least to let people know, at least to, if the people they have a questions, you can answer them. If you have new destinations in your country to promote, you can also, you know, there is many ways how to attract new people if you want to increase the numbers. So I think this is one of the main thing actually. So then I have put only, if you can put some screen, signboard, the big in the main our street about Bosnia, or for example at the cinema before the movie will start, to do very short video, maybe 10-15 seconds or 20 seconds about Bosnia. So this one you will target local and expat also. Okay, so I think these are what in my opinion. Now I will focus about the expat target, because they are the mainly actually in our country. But before that, sorry, I will go back again. There is one thing more I want to share. Actually, there is a lot of our clients, especially locals, they are requests about the villas, chalets, apartments. They want it to be in good condition, that as they are used to when they are going to Austria, Switzerland, others. Of course, I mean, maybe the quality in Bosnia is little down comparing by Switzerland and these things, but a lot of inquiries we are getting for these, and not always it is available, even if they will come in advance. This is, I think they have to focus, because the demand is there. Also one thing more, as my colleague or my friend Mr. Muhammad have mentioned, the investor, they should come to make more hotels, more chain hotels. Okay, in Sarajevo it is not bad. You have Swiss, you have Novotel, Marriott's, Courtyard, Renaissance, Ibis Style. Now you have Rotana for the apartment as well. These are, it is good, but you have to have it more in other cities as well. So to let people feeling more confidence when they are seeing the big chains are there also. Now, okay, I will go for the expat target. Of course, there is a couple of things. I have chosen few things regarding, for example, as even again, my friend Muhammad, he said, consulate in Dubai is very, very, very important. People who's living in Sharjah, who's living in Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah, who want to go to Bosnia, they will not drive 2 to 3 hours to this one, Abu Dhabi, for embassy. Dubai, they have to open the consulate, or as I have mentioned here also again, they have to put visa on arrival as the other neighbors countries doing. So this is will really, you will see very big jump from our market, very big jump. You know that we have around more than 85% expat, around 15% or less locals. So you will get a lot of bookings. You will see a lot of big numbers. Maybe Fly Dubai tomorrow, they will increase 1 flight a day, or maybe like, for example, they will increase 3 flights, 4 flights a week. You know, so this is really, it's very important, very, very important if you are targeting for the expat. Of course, there is, again, if you want, for example, if you want Indian, or if you want Filipino, or you want whatever nationalities, you have to choose the right influencer of this country. They will follow up. For example, there is a lot, for example, Indian, Filipino, they are big, they are following a lot in Facebook more than Instagram and Snapchat. For locals and GCC people, they are focusing more in Instagram and Snapchat. So it depends about what market you are looking for, what you want to increase to. So of course, all these about the social media channels. Of course, if you want, we have also radio channels. And one thing more, what I want to add, which is the last point about the restaurants in Bosnia. For us, okay, we are fine with the restaurant. Plus, if there is other more like Lebanese or like Indian food or whatever, if you have a mix, which will be very good. For example, if you are targeting other market, make sure, of course, there is, for example, other nationalities of food, like, for example, Filipino, if you are targeting, or Indian, or something food can be, I mean, good for this market which you are targeting to. Even, I mean, for one thing regarding the safety, of course, Bosnia, one of the safest country in Europe, one of the very polite people, for my experience. Of course, even for my client feedbacks. Everybody, when they want to travel, there is, I will say, 3 or 4 main things in general, not only in Bosnia, in general, what they are looking for. Of course, number 1 is safety. Number 2 is the weather. Number 3 is the food. Number 4, the entertainment. So the entertainment, it should be also a little bit improved in Bosnia. The rest, everything is, I think I can see there is a pickup from our market, and I hope it will come even more and more soon, inshallah. And thank you. That's it. It's very short presentation, but I tried just to put every point in this one. So if you have any questions, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ahmad, for
Yes.
your great insight. One question for you. We know that in Bosnia is regarded as a summer destination.
Yes.
We see that in number. But what do you think? What is the size of the market from UAE for winter tourism? And where do these people go in winter time in Europe? What are our competitive destinations in that segment?
Georgia and Azerbaijan and Turkey.
Okay, so what do you think? What do we need to do more in order to increase these numbers in winter time? In winter time, do the agencies know about the winter potential of Bosnia, or do we need to do more marketing activities to raise awareness? Actually,
of course, marketing is one thing. The second thing that I think for example, for the skiing, you don't have very good hotels or resorts for skiing. I think you have 3 stars, if I'm not mistaken. So
we have 3, 4, 5. It's the mountains. We have 5-star hotels as well. But okay, yes, maybe, the capacity yes. is capacity, correct? It can be improved.
Yes, for these things, because we have some people who want to go for the snow, but he don't want to pay for Courchevel. He don't want to pay for Mojave, Mont Blanc. He want to go someplace it's nice, clean, good hotels, to enjoy 4 or 5 days and come back.
Okay, thank you, thank you very much again for being with us today. Your insights are very invaluable for us.
You're welcome anytime.
Okay,
anytime.
Thank you. We're looking forward in seeing you here soon.
Inshallah. Thank you. Thank you.
Now I would like to call Mr. Vijay Brito from Holidays by Fly Dubai. He managed to connect, so he will tell us more about the Fly Dubai airline, Holidays by Fly Dubai, and he will present us the Dubai Sarajevo route development opportunities. So thank you, Mr. Vijay, for being with us today. Mr. Vijay was heavily involved in making this webinar possible, and thank you for the partnership in this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Yusuf. Good afternoon to all of you guys. Obviously, I can't see much of you all, but I hope you can hear me well.
We hear you, yes.
Yeah, brief about myself. I work with Holidays by Fly Dubai for the last 2 years, and I'm looking after 2 very crucial markets. One is the UAE, which is our hub, and the second is India as a subcontinent. I'm taking care of it from October this year. Yeah, so it's a big market to look after, and a lot of challenges in terms of selling various destinations and also volume business that's coming from India. Without wasting much time, I would like to just straight away go into my presentation. Can you see my presentation?
Not yet.
Okay. Can you now?
Yes.
All right. So as being one of our, from the airline, I like to first talk a bit about the airline to give a little brief on what is the kind of aircrafts that you're operating to Sarajevo and so on and so forth. So Fly Dubai is a very, very successful airline from this part of the world. And it started operations to Sarajevo, I think, around 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And these are the routes that we operate from Dubai into various destinations across the globe. Now, maximum that we fly is about 6 hours, which is, Helsinki is the furthermost point that we fly into from Dubai. We also fly to a lot of short-haul destinations, including the GCC, a bit of Africa, of course, Asia, which is predominantly India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. So this particular route is already there on the website. You can have a look at it. I don't want to get too much into the details of it. Now, why Sarajevo is one thing that I would like to answer, because from the experience that we talk to people, they said the one thing best about Sarajevo is the food, and especially the kebabs. I think is amazingly kind of done in Sarajevo and Bosnia. And also this kind of store is also there in the global village that happens in Dubai. So people are very, very, up with the food of Sarajevo. Apart from that, we also have flexible, in terms of the visas for passengers traveling from this part of the world, especially with the UAE nationals and the GCC expats, GCC plus some of the expats that travel out of UAE. Apart from that, Schengen, any passenger holding an expat or Arab expat or a subcontinent expat or Asian expat holding Schengen and US visa do get a visa on arrival. So this is a very, very popular destination from the UAE. Right, our first flight to Sarajevo was on the 8th of December in 2014, and we used to operate twice weekly. And currently, with the last 7 odd years that we are flying, we operate almost double daily during the peak season, which is the summer. That happens, I guess, from May to August or September. So we operate almost double daily, Dubai to Sarajevo and return during high season. And on the return as well, we operate the low seasons are during, I think, from October to maybe March or so. That could be, always a little different. We operate about 4 flights weekly from Dubai to Sarajevo and back. Now, these are the
Mr. Vijay, I don't know if you can hear us, but there seems to be like an interruption. Mr. Vijay, you are muted. Can you hear us? We cannot hear you. We see your screen, but we cannot hear you. Mr. Vijay, we still cannot hear you. Can you are muted now. Can you turn up your mic?
Is it okay now? Can you hear me?
Now, yes, now we can hear you, but yes, now we can hear you.
Can you see the screen as well?
Yes, now it's okay. Now it's okay.
All right. Okay. So, GCC nationals are very frequented to Sarajevo, and it's one of the most popular destinations for various reasons, because of the Islamic country it is, and the food, halal, so on and so forth. So our connecting, if you're taking on passengers from Kuwait, Muscat, or from Bahrain, the connectivity time from in the transit time in Dubai is almost just like 1 hour, 30 minutes or so when you're outbound from Dubai into Sarajevo. And on the return, yes, it's about 5.5 hours of transit, which people do not mind because people love to, enjoy the place, Sarajevo as a destination. They do not mind transiting Dubai for some time. Now, a very important partnership that we have is with flight with Emirates, our big brother, and we have a very, very close partnership with Emirates. And we work very, very closely. So we have a joint kind of a network that we code share that we have on certain routes or most of the routes. We have special features like excess baggage with Emirates. We do have option. Then we have economy class passengers on Emirates get a free meal on FZ flights, and then so on and so forth. We also have a Skywards accumulation of miles that passengers can have. Holding an Emirates Skyward membership, the passengers can also get miles on flying with FZ Metal. And also the passengers who are flying business can also get the access of the lounges that we have in certain destinations are at the head office, which is Dubai as a hub. And any kind of connecting time that happens between any of the flights, between one destination to another or one transfer to another, is about 1 hour 20 minutes. That's the minimum connecting time that you need to have for any connection that happens. And either from Terminal 2 or Terminal 3, we have buses that ply between two of these terminals every 8 to 10 minutes. So which is very, very convenient for your passengers coming into Dubai and or transiting. Now, we operating Boeing 737 MAX that operates into Sarajevo. It's back into the fleet with some of the new aircrafts coming and joining us. It's reliable, flexible, and very, very efficient aircraft that it is. So I have a very small video that I like to share for you all to see. These are our business class seats. All economy class seats. So you guys like to maybe ensure have this experience in the near future. So you should fly with us as soon as possible to enjoy this amazing aircraft that we fly from Sarajevo to Dubai and back. Yeah. The Boeing 737 MAX has about different kind of aircraft business class configurations. Some of the aircrafts have 10 flat beds, and the MAX 8 has about 10. The MAX 9 is has about 16 in terms of the business class seats. Excellent seating. It's a state-of-art kind of the seats that is there, 180 degrees flat. So that gives you a very, very good experience for your customers flying with our flights. Yeah. And in the economy category, we have got a very, very, it's about 156 odd seats that we've got in the economy class. And we do have on selected routes Wi-Fi on board. And we also have some of the movies that shows up. It can be connected to other kind of movie online that the customers can connect and see. And it's a very, very, I flew with them with the MAX very recently, and it is an out of the world experience, keeping in mind, it's on the 737 categories. This is one of the best aircrafts your customers can actually enjoy for a short haul flight or about 4.5 hours flight. Yeah. And now I like to talk a bit about what we sell as Holidays by Fly Dubai. We are basically the leisure wing of the airline. So we are responsible to put more bums on the seats, we call it, to ensure the airline gets filled with our leisure customers. And this is something that we enjoy doing every day, day out, day in and day out. I think the holiday division started about 6 years back, 7 years back, and we're doing extremely well. Yes, the last year was a little challenging, but this year business has picked up quite drastically for us. And like Yusuf has always been saying, 45% up. I think that's true. That's so true with us as well. We have done extremely well to Sarajevo as a destination, and with the support of the agencies, the speakers that they spoke earlier to me, Mr. Mohammed and Mr. Ahmed Al-Arif. These are very, very good contributors. And we have another 3 more panelists who have contributed a lot to sell Sarajevo for holidays by Fly Dubai. So what I just want to touch base on what exactly that we do. It's basically one-stop shop for all your holiday requirements. What is that we do? We can do hotels, we can do flights as one part of the package. We can also add on an excursion. We can do the meet and assist that we do with our DMCs, and we can do some adventure sport. I mean, to various destinations, not only Sarajevo, but any other destination that we fly to. So we have those options as well. Then we are looking at in the near future to have some car rental, because people like to just go to a destination, drive in, and drive around the destination. We're also working very closely to with some of the DMCs, and also with you as a tourism board. We might want to work with you on these fixed itineraries, because it's a very, very popular thing that happens from Dubai or from the subcontinent India. A lot of people like to go on a set tour. Yeah. So this is something that we like to look at it in the coming few months. So that will be, we won't be planning ahead for the summer, because I really do not want to see Sarajevo only as a summer destination, but also a destination throughout the year, because I think that's how the destination Sarajevo is. Maybe we'll have to do a little more work on that to get more passengers through the year. Yes, summer will be our peak. However, we can also have a lot of traffic during the off seasons as well. Yeah, just to bring in the numbers and people to get kind of used to the destination, what it is. Apart from that, we are also working very closely with some of the theme parks. It could be in Dubai, it can also be beyond Dubai as well. Yeah, these are the services that we provide. So any agent comes to us, it's a one-stop shop. From the flights to the hotels to meet and greet to excursions, everything is taken care by us, except for the visas. We do not do any kind of visas for any country that we operate to. Apart from that, this year, we're also trying to do a lot of these quarantine packages to Saudi Arabia, because from this part of the world or from the subcontinent, you'll have to quarantine yourselves. Any passenger getting into Saudi has to quarantine themselves for about 4 nights, 5 days, depends on various criteria are there. If they're vaccinated in Saudi, then they need to only take 2 nights quarantine. However, we have a set package, or we have some packages for minimum 4 nights stay to any part of Saudi Arabia. It could be for Jeddah, Riyadh, and Dammam that we operate to. And these are the places we are doing successfully. Big volume of numbers that's happening from October, I think from the first week of December, we are doing extremely well to this destination in terms of quarantine packages. So it's again a one-stop shop wherein we give accommodation, we give meals on full board basis, and we also have these 2 PCR tests as per the local government laws, and the transfers on arrival. So this is something that we have just kind of incorporated this year because of the quarantine time, which has obviously given us a lot of numbers to the destination. Apart from that, what is that we do? Why Fly Dubai? What are the USPs? Basically, we can create multi-city options, wherein, for example, a passenger can get into Sarajevo and come back from, say, Tbilisi, or get into Sarajevo and come back from Armenia, for example. Now, these are the multi-cities that we have. Also, within a country, Sarajevo and another city can be combined, and we can do that option. We have excellent contracts with most of our DMCs across Europe and other destinations as well. But with Sarajevo, we work very, very closely with our DMC Global, and they are very, very supportive. So we have very good rates, very good contracted rates, and some of the key properties that we work with are supporting us a lot. We are not, I would not say we are cheap. No, we are not. We have offer very, very competitive rates compared to the other competition, and we have almost every time last minute availability, and people can even book 1 day before or 12 hours before any booking that happens into Sarajevo. Apart from that, our system that we use is very, very simple, and it's a completely user friendly. If you get access to that, we will try and show you that one of the days, or maybe our team can get in touch with you if you need kind of access to those systems. So it's very easy to book, and one-stop shop for any kind of packages from Sarajevo into Dubai or beyond. Now, all the rates that we offer on our TA portal is all net payable. It's all non-commissionable. The other things that we do, which I mentioned, was quarantine packages to KSA. And we have many, many destinations that we're selling during this festive season over Christmas and New Year. Yes, the flights are going full, but still we have some space. We can get something on for you guys coming into Dubai or beyond. We can always help you with that. And as I said earlier as well, we have very, very competitive rates that we offer to our B2B partners. So this will be my last slide, and that's about it. Thank you so much for your time. It's a very, very short and brief presentation. I hope this gives you a fair idea about holidays by Fly Dubai and as an airline as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your presentation. And again, thank you very much for this partnership. I'm sure this is just one of the first activities of our joint activities, and in the following period, we will continue working together into expanding this market between UAE and Bosnia and Herzegovina. And I've been following the progress of and the rise of Fly Dubai in this market, and it's pretty remarkable. I mean, last year in the middle of COVID, on some days you had like 5 flights a day from Dubai, which is amazing.
Amazing,
so
yeah.
Yes, so we hope to see this growth continue. And thank you very much for
any support from our side here, Yusuf. We like to work closely with you and the tourism board to ensure that we have more numbers, not only during summer but throughout the year. I think that should be the next focus that we have to do it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
So our next speaker is Mr. Balaji Ramgopal. He is the Chief Operating Officer at Al-Arif and Sons Agency. The agency is located in one of the posh areas of Dubai, and it handles 90% of the high-end clients from both UAE nationals and expats. So, and Al-Arif is one of the top performer agencies of Emirates Airlines, if I'm not mistaken. So, thank you, Mr. Balaji, for taking your time to speak to us today. I know you have a very busy schedule, so please tell us more about the Al-Arif and Sons.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Thank
you very much, Yusuf and Fly Dubai, for having us on the panel. We have, as a travel agency, grown over the 16 years by handling numerous corporate and leisure travelers. We are especially well known among the UAE national families. We believe in designing the program to suit the occasion and offer necessary assistance all through the journey, end to end. Our team comprises of experienced consultants from diverse travel industry background and different nationalities. We are committed and take full responsibility to design special arrangements for every customer. This is what we do. And now Bosnia, as our industry colleagues and partner, Mr. Mohammed Ibrahim and Ahmed Al-Reis and Fly Dubai, given a very comprehensive, good information about Bosnia. We have not yet done much on Bosnia as a destination. Yes, we would have sent around 250 to 300 clients. We mainly focus on luxury destinations and luxury travelers. We are yet to see the facilities and arrangements what we can handle there in ground. So that's what it's about.
Yeah, this high-end market is untapped market from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and we would like you to tell us, so what are the needs and expectation of UAE high-end clientele? What are they looking for?
See, it's like every other traveler, at least the basics facilities which are there, and on top of it, they look for some exclusive facilities in the service components of the travel. It starts with the airlines option, like the business class, first class, direct flights, Emirates mostly, because they would always travel Emirates, or the next option is Fly Dubai, yes, now. So other than that, your airport facilities are very important. The entry regulations, like you're looking for nowadays when you are planning to travel, it should be easy without many of these documentation formalities and filling up forms and locator forms and all that. That's what is happening, all the travel now. Whenever there is something they're planning, before even planning, they have to think of what all they have to do before they look at the destination. So if wherever it is easier, anyway, for a luxury traveler already, we are doing everything, whatever is possible on the documentation wise. But at the airports, when they are arriving, they always look for something which is like a VIP majlis and their meet and greet and a fast track to get out faster from the airport. And they want not to be with the crowd, and they would like to have a attention, and it should be private, including from the aircraft. We take some of the places from the aircraft itself. We are arranging for the meet and greet. There's a meet and greet services, and they would like to go to the hotel as soon as possible. Again, the luxury world-class chain hotels, if there is anything that comes on the top of their list to book, and that's what they are looking for. Of course, exciting tourist attractions which are there, but normally it's available in any of the destination. Little bit better version of it only they're looking for, and then shopping is another one which they look for. These are the main ones, main things they would like to have in a destination.
So where do they travel? Where do they travel the most? What countries are, what destinations, and what is influencing their decisions when selecting where to travel?
The best of facilities that will make their travel at ease. That's one point they would like. And then depending on the season, most of the time, if it is there, it will be Europe is very famous and popular among their family travel and the summer destinations. Island destinations like Maldives, Mauritius, Seychelles are all like very year-round type. They would like to have a short vacation or for an honeymoon for their special occasions. USA is a long distance vacation when they're having from long vacation, something like more than a month or so, they do that. Yes, of course, forest was always been there, but due to the current situation, the whole thing is still struggling with Thailand and with the quarantine and stuff like that. Otherwise, these are the destinations they go. They go all over the world wherever it's new. Even the Scandinavian countries are picking up very well, and still due to all this restriction now, wherever it is open, they are going. So that's how it is now.
So how do they travel the most? What is the profile of these high-end travelers? Are they traveling solo, couples, families, groups? Well, what is your experience?
Yeah, mostly it is couples which they travel, and other than that, the families, as a when there is a school vacation and when they have some time, some leave is there, always the families are the top priority to take vacations, and some of their occasions which are happening, like anything to celebrate something for them, and that way they take. And also some of the time they go on a close group, it's their own family groups which are always traveling every year. They go with 2-3 families. Sometimes the male members are busy, then the female members of the family, they take together, they go on a vacation, they travel around and they come back.
So, well, what do you think? What is the best way to excite this high-end clientele to consider Bosnia and Herzegovina as their next destination, for example? What are those strategies and tactics that we, as a travel industry in the country, need to do in order to have them consider us as a potential destination?
Yeah, as we were hearing from our earlier discussions and the presentation, we always see that there is some sort of a medium level of facilities that are available. They should work on upgrading the facility and do a consistent campaign on social media, specific media channels to create awareness. When the inquiry starts, if they're going to do the marketing, prior to that, they should have proper support from tourism authority to identify the ground handling services. So the first is they have to have a proper destination management companies identified, and there should be some sort of a structure or association should be built, and there should be some regulations to be categorizing them as how they will handle and what is their what is the dependability and reliability. They should be certified. They should be checked with the facilities when they are registering for a tourism company, how well they can organize things for the people, the traveler who are coming in. Those things are the first one they should do. After that, specific marketing when they are doing a campaign. In that time, before that, they should bring in, like we were discussing before, like Mr. Ahmed Al-Rais and all Muhammad Ibrahim said, they should bring in people with the roadshow, and they should identify certain DMCs which can take this type of, when there is a busy load or inquiries coming, they should be able to handle it well, so that it creates a good impression about the destination, and people feel happy about their holiday, and it will get repeat customer by word of mouth.
We had one question earlier from the audience asking about luxury apartments. Would they stay in luxury apartments, or they have to be chain hotels, luxury hotels?
Yes, there is a lot of potential for luxury apartment. In fact, we see that that's a growing need for that. In Europe, they've identified now most of the areas they started, converting the houses and converting the places to luxury homes and apartments. Because when there is a long stay, they would like to have the same facilities of how they live at home here. So it gives them a lot of freedom of movement. They rent a car, they take a cook along with them, and they take a maid, and they have everything like a hotel service can be made in a luxury home. In fact, some of the destinations where there are possibility of luxury apartments, those destinations are picking up very well. This last summer, Austria has taken a lot of load. You would have seen that after Austria also came down with the lockdown and all. So it was so much of demand, and there is inventory of luxury apartments give them more chances, and when they feel that there's a good opportunity to get a good apartment, then they would like to go to the destinations there where a lot of apartments are there. So definitely yes, but it is not that you can immediately change and make it as an apartment. It takes a little while for this, and even in UK now, right now, due to the demand, plenty of them have come up with new chains. Even the apartment, luxury apartment chains, they've consolidated. They're like a booking.com. They have apartment wholesalers. So yes, it is a very big, very big point for a destination if they have this facility.
I think we have products that can attract a part of the high-end clientele from UAE. But what do you think? Are travel agencies like yourself who handle the high-end clientele, are you aware of the products and experiences that we can offer in Bosnia and Herzegovina for these type of clienteles, or do we need more marketing activities, B2B, in order to increase this awareness?
See, there is a lot of efforts required to educate first the travel trade, to recommend Bosnia as one of the destination, and also should have an appropriate budget to give them first-hand experience. If you ask me, no, we are not that much of idea we have that you as a destination are handling this, or you are having the facility to handle those kind of customers. In fact, the hotel wise also, if you take only few of them are listed, and we have tried, like Swiss Hotel and then Malak Regency and Il Sarajevo, very few to count. So in case if you have something like that, then definitely yes. If it is separately or specifically for this luxury market, you would like to propose and you want to take it, then we can always have a look at it, and we might send some clients of known people, and then we'll get a feedback. We always test it like that. We are not immediately marketing or promoting. We will be making it through our experience of a known client who has traveled, and then we will check with them if they are happy, and then only we'll start with the other clients. Yes, Yusuf.
Sorry, I got disconnected somehow. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yes.
Great. Sorry, I
mentioned
just
if you want, I can repeat it to you.
for a moment I just got disconnected.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Great. Thank you. Just one more question for you from my side. What are the type of experiences that are they looking for when they travel? What are the things they like to do?
See, there are various kind of interests in each of the traveler family, right? There is some of them are more of a water sports kind of activity, people, and theme park, water parks, and things like that with the children when they're coming. They would like to give them some entertainment, and they want them to feel occupied. So if there is anything like that, in every destination, there should be something to do for each of the family member, right? The female members, when they're coming, they would like to look for a good high-end shopping and branded stuff and on a sale and things like that. I in fact saw in your event calendar a lot of this film awards and different seasons. You conduct some various events. So if we are able to make it more popular and more more visible, those kind of events around to work around, then you will have the different travelers, if they have their interest for an art kind of a thing, or for some sort of sport events. I think even you have handled some of the big sports events like that. So anything, if you are able to give this kind of information and work around that time, we can find various different travelers moving around this particular interest. It's called special interest tours. So in general, it is all about the theme parks and some of the exciting adventurous one which you can handle, like the gliding or all the other things which can be an adventurous sport. Like some of them are mentioning about the ski areas. So those kind of things will definitely interest them.
Well, thank you, Mr. Balaji, for your invaluable insights. It is very important for us to know what are their expectations and what we as a destination need to do in order to be considered by the high-end clientele. And we are happy to work with you as well to increase demand from UAE in this segment to Bosnia and Herzegovina in the future. So it will be great to stay in touch with you and hopefully see you in Dubai next month, maybe.
Hey, welcome. We are looking forward to see you guys. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Well, our next speaker is Mr. Mahmoud Bakhit. Is he with us?
I was in a seminar, webinar.
He's having problems connecting. Okay, let's go to the next speaker. And I would say maybe the most exciting one today for me. His name is Mr. Hossam Youssef, and he's the manager of Adrenaline Travel. So the agency is specialized in adventure travels from UAE. And Bosnia and Herzegovina has the opportunity to increase demand from UAE in adventure and outdoor travels for UAE nationals, but as well as to the expert. And Mr. Hossam will provide us insight and advice how to in the best ways and how to attract these travelers to the country. Because as I would say, our second name for the country is adventure. Welcome, Mr. Hossam.
Thank you so much, Yusuf. Hello, everyone. And thank you, Yusuf, again for the lovely introduction. It's great that you guys understand the importance of adventure, and it excites me as well to really talk about one of the most growing sectors in the world, and definitely in the UAE. So I will introduce my company and myself through a quick presentation. So first of all, my name is Hossam Youssef. I am the founder and managing director of Adrenaline travel. And today we're going to talk about how to capitalize on the fastest growing segment in the world and in the UAE, which is adventure and outdoor tourism. A quick summary about our company. We are a Dubai-based company. We started in 2014, so not long time ago. However, we grew very fast and we are one of the leading companies when it comes to adventures as well as group travel. We have offices in Dubai and in Cairo, and we always struggle to give the finest of service to our clients. Our services will be contributing in 3 different sectors. Leisure is one, which is FITs, fixed departures, some inbound tourism, and visa assistance and hotel reservations. We do also corporate, even though weak now, which is MICE, but we used to do MICE in the past, and we continue to see signs of recovery in the coming year. We also handle big accounts like Ministry of Interior in Abu Dhabi and a few other major companies in the UAE. And of course, we do adventures as well. So all kinds of adventures, hiking trips, photography tours, culture exchanges, even retreats, and more to come in the future. So I'm gonna give you a quick summary about the UAE market and of course the UAE travelers in particular. And we're gonna dig deeper even to the adventure travel travelers from the UAE and what segments they represent. First of all, it is expected to have a $24 billion business by 2025, which is actually the outbound tourism size in terms of dollars. As we all know, Saudi is #1 in the market. However, UAE is #2. And considering the size of the UAE, it's a great potential for any market and very attractive country to work with. We have 3 categories mainly of clients. We have Emiratis, we have expats, and we have GCC nationals and Arab expats. Of course, Emiratis love to travel to countries like US, UK, France, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, and Finland more recently. And of course, the Far East was always very attractive for the locals, but due to the COVID situation is not nearly or readily available for everybody to travel, except to Thailand now recently, as they started to open the doors. And then we have the expats, which represent the majority of the in terms of numbers in the market. And those can be anywhere from Europeans to Indians, Filipinos, and other nationalities. Their preferences actually vary from one to another, depending on their income, how difficult is the visa they need for each country, and of course other factors like the proximity of the destination and affordability and trends, etc. We see them, of course, going to countries like Georgia, Azerbaijan, which are very classic destinations, also like Egypt, Turkey, and Jordan. And then we have the GCC nationals who are non-Emiratis, but they belong to the GCC organization, which are people like Saudis living in the UAE or Omanis or Qataris, etc. And those are actually very interesting segment because 34 of them travel more than 5%. More than 5 times a year, and they are by far the most traveling segment, of course, with the Emiratis outside of the UAE. And we're talking leisure here because most of the expats, again, they travel at least once a year, but mostly to their home countries. So it's not really very much to leisure. Why Bosnia? Everybody has spoken about why Bosnia is a good destination to promote. I'm going to go quickly, and of course we talk about nature, history, a lot of historic cities with a lot of nice architectures. We have very hospitable people, and everybody agrees on that. It's an affordable destination when we talk globally. They have a lot of adventures and activities that attracts everybody, whether they're soft adventures or hard adventures. The food and cafe culture are one of the things that people really love to go and experience. And again, I heard talks about Starbucks, etc. Of course, we love all Starbucks, but really the coffee culture in Bosnia and how good the coffee is actually replaces any Starbucks. So we really love to try Bosnian coffee, at least when we are in Bosnia. And of course, there's the Islamic hospitality of halal tourism is very important for the people here. And again, it's a country where it bridges between the East and West Europe. So I'm sorry, I have been not playing the presentation in full screen. So this is, I think, is better for everybody. So what are the reasons why actually, or the factors that affect the travel volumes to Bosnia, whether increase it or decrease it? First of all, we have seen a surge in numbers when we, after COVID, and as the people, Mr. Ahmed and Mr. Muhammad and everybody agrees that after COVID, the numbers have surged because of the demand have increased because there was no other countries, except maybe Maldives and back in July and August. So the travel to Bosnia have increased drastically from August onwards, and that helped a lot with Bosnia tourism. We see also the image of Bosnia can be by many people regarded as a summer or a spring destination, and of course they ignore it in winter because again the brand awareness or the destination awareness is weak for winter, so they tend really to think of other destinations in winter. We see changes in distribution. Again, in the UAE, bed banks are very strong. However, we do like actually to deal with travel agents because they are vital and strategic in our promotion of any destination. So we really need the DMCs or the agents to have more access to rooms and better stock, not only the bed banks. We see also accessibility plays a big role. So as we see, Fly Dubai has increased the frequency of flights. We even see more flights coming to Bosnia, which is great news for all of us. Trends also can really play a big factor on travel to Bosnia or any other destination. We see that the multi-destination packages are something that is growing very rapidly. And a lot of people now are keen to travel to more than one country in the same trip. So this is something that affects a lot any market, any destination. If you are able to mix, for example, Bosnia with Slovenia or Croatia or Serbia, that actually adds and contributes to the volumes that comes to the country. We have also the quality accommodations. It's very important to have quality accommodations, and as many of my previous panelists have mentioned, we do have a few of quality accommodations, but I think we need more, especially in the rural areas like Yaitsa or Bihać or Mostar even, and even in Sarajevo, I think we need more due to the capacity, etc. So more quality accommodations will definitely drive volumes to the country. Again, the seasonality of the country, whether it's a mid-year, summer, of course, the prices go up and the volumes also go up, and winter it goes down, and it affects, so seasonality affects trends. What affects also a lot the number of people traveling to a country is how organized their campaigns and promotions are. If there is no effort from the agents or from the tourism boards to really build awareness from influencers, bloggers, PR, everywhere, even radio, we see that some destinations have really made it by working closely with travel agents to promote their destinations. And we see immediate effect. Here, people really travel to a destination maybe 50 or 60% of the time just out of jealousy, because one of their influencers have traveled to this country and they really love to go to the same place, and they get to know that, okay, I've seen these beautiful videos coming out of this place, why not to explore it? So here are some outbound insights about our market, and again, this is mainly our figures. So pre-COVID levels, we have included top 15 countries, which for us, Bosnia was one of the biggest countries in terms of numbers. As we mentioned, that we have made, of course, more than 12,000 travelers all over the world, and those are the both top 15 only countries that we send tourists to. After COVID, we had surge from August 2020 to December 2020, and we've seen only in a few months or 5 months actually, almost double even more than double the business that we had from previous year. 100% of the people that were traveling were 100% Emiratis, and that because of the visa, the consulate even was closed at that time, and we really couldn't make any visas. UAE nationals were the first that were able to travel to Bosnia, so we capitalized a lot on that. 100% of them were going for leisure. Of course, there is a few who went for business or investments, but for us it was mostly 100% leisure. And of course, we had Bosnia as number one in these 5 months in terms of volumes, again because there was only maybe Maldives. And when it comes to volumes, of course, Bosnia has won the ranking. Just 1 second. Yeah. So these are some numbers again of the ranking as of now. Actually, this year, as of October 2021, we see that we've grew about 90% year on year. And we have, of course, Bosnia is number 4. We've seen a rise in Austria. We've seen, of course, Georgia and Azerbaijan opening. So they took a lot of the volume due to many reasons that I'll explain later. But it's mainly because of the visas and openness to expats as well in the market. So we're going to dig deeper now into the adventure travelers segmentation in the UAE. And adventure travelers, I would say 3 types. We have, of course, the GCC nationals that includes Emiratis, Saudis, Omanis, Bahrainis, etc. And we have the Arab expatriates who are Arabs, but they are not part of the GCC, like Egyptians, Lebanese, Jordanians. And we do have the Westerners and Indian and other nationalities as expats. Those are estimated to be 14% of the total travelers in the UAE, and they are ranging between 20 to 42 years of age. To their late 20s, most of the people actually travel with their friends, and they have a tendency to plan their own trips. So it's a very good tip if you want to attract or to target the adventure travelers, is actually to focus more on the 30 to 42 years of age. And the reason is they start to travel more of solo travel and couples, and they don't have the time basically to plan their own trips. So really depend more on the tourist tour operators, etc. We see that couple adventures is something that is really growing in the UAE versus solo or groups or family adventures. We see also that family and luxury adventures are something that is coming and coming big. We started to see it, even luxury travelers have started to look for luxury adventures, with luxury accommodations, with luxury service, and even families, we started to see a trend also, especially with Westerners, people who would like to go to safari together with the family, or they go for skiing trips, or rafting, etc. So they're like kind of family, but they really want to plant the adventure nature into their kids, and they do it together. So this is a growing sector as well in the UAE. And again, multi-destination is very big for the adventure travelers in the UAE. So the more you attract them with more than one destination, or even at minimum several cities within the same country, and this is very key for the adventure traveler. Majority of the people in the adventure segment, they love soft adventures, and I'm talking about the UAE. Things like cycling, hiking, or hunting, or rafting, versus hard adventures like climbing or caving or skydiving, for example. I'm not saying there is no demand for climbing or caving and other extreme sports, but the demand is more for soft adventures. They also prefer land adventures like hikes or skiing or cycling, more than water or air-based adventures. Again, we are not saying there is no demand and for the water or air, but again, it's based really on this from destination to another. But this is the majority I'm talking about. People who are adventure travelers would love to go with small groups rather than a big group of 30 or 40 people. They would love to go in a smaller group so they can bond. They focus on the experience more than the price. And of course, they also don't like much to do it on FIT basis, because most of them, as I said, they go solo or they go with for the purpose to belong to a community of adventurers. So it's very important to do a small groups that is led by qualified guides or even tour leaders from the UAE. More of 60% of those people travel twice or more. We're talking about adventure trips, so very good percentage. And their length of stay always range from 5 days to 6 days, and sometimes even more when it's a multi-country, or it depends on the nature of the activity. Sometimes they go for a trekking, Kilimanjaro, for example, that can be up to 8 days or 9 days. I think for Bosnia as well, 5 days is more than enough. We do have some itineraries for the people. Those are like the fast-selling itineraries for families that covers, of course, the usual places like Sarajevo, Mostar, and Bihać. It's falls, waterfalls, some shopping as well, and the mountains. And this is one of the very quick and things that the adventure travelers like to do. They would focus more on rafting, a little bit of city tours. They would love more canyoning, some caving as well. They do the canyoning in the river. So this is one of the also fast selling adventure itineraries that we have. I'm going to talk about the challenge that will face us as a company or as adventures travel company in Bosnia. First of all, increasing global competition. Bosnia is not really alone in the world. They compete with other countries. Just to mention Balkan, you have, of course, Croatia, Slovenia, Serbia. Those compete very hard with Bosnia. And of course, also, if you go further, you have Austria, you have Switzerland. So it's really tough because of the location of the country. And so therefore, they need also more spending when it comes to promotions and destination awareness among the people, so that they can really manage to compete with those countries. Again, everybody covered the visa issue. The visa difficulty is a key factor for any destination. We see countries like Montenegro, which had for us maybe zero sales at some point. Once they introduced even a seasonal visa waiver, immediately the volumes climbed to the roof. Even countries that nobody even heard of before, countries like Albania, for example, last year or the year before, nobody even knew where it was or what the country has to offer. But immediately, once they waived the visa, we've seen numbers like never before. And those numbers even reflect on any agency. So it's very important to have easier process, especially for groups. Now we see that the visa takes about 21 days. So again, it can be challenging. And if we really want numbers, we have to sort this issue out, or we at least make it easier for the people to apply and travel. Cost of the holiday versus other countries. Again, people would always look for other countries when they make a decision to visit Bosnia or any other country. So if the cost is justified and competitive enough to other destinations that may be equal to the same level of your country, then the chances that they go to your country will increase definitely. So again, when pricing your services, accommodations, etc., you have to also look at the surrounding countries like Slovenia or Croatia or Serbia, which I find it good most of the time. But when it's a high season, sometimes the prices really surge because of the low capacity. And then we see countries like Italy would be cheaper than going to Bosnia, or countries like Austria even. So we have to take care of that. Language barrier, sometimes it's an issue when it comes to the ground staff. We need more English speakers, and even in some cases Arabic speakers, because of some of the travelers find it better if they can communicate in Arabic, or the least English. So it has to be really good English. But what we see sometimes, some guides are not even able to communicate clearly in the language. And again, luxury accommodation, like everybody said, especially in the rural areas, cottages and villas are very big in the UAE. So in Bosnia, and for the UAE clients, whether expats or even, of course, Emiratis. So we really need more of those. And especially in the rural areas, we really need more accommodations and 4 and 5 stars. Adventure products that are reasonably priced. We need qualified guides, leaders, and experts who understand the activities they are selling. And we need one company that actually can do it all. They can take you in the morning to do rafting, and at night they can take you to do fishing or something else, you know. So we really need people who knows what they are doing. They have a big regard for safety, big regard for the mentality of an adventurer, and not just a driver who takes you around from a place to another. We need also destination awareness among the expats. So as my previous colleagues have stressed, influencer marketing is very important in the UAE. A company like mine, luckily we have a very good list of people that we know how strong they are, and we do work with them most of the time, and the results are amazing, and it works with any destination. So you have to target those in the right way. We have to target again social channels for the expats where they are, as the previous panelists have contributed. So if they are on Instagram, target them on Instagram in the right way. If they are in Facebook or TikTok or Snapchat, go where they are. Radio also is a very big thing, and we are excited also to do a radio campaign by next year. Safety and security, as also explained, some of the areas that are that we want to explore, because again, the adventure traveler mindset is to go to the places that are less traveled, and we would love to take them to places that are not the usual attractions for the rest of the people. But again, safety can be a concern, so we have to really make sure that they are safe, that they are protected, and at the highest levels of safety is available for them. What opportunities do we have as a company, as Adrenaline Travel? We are targeting really aggressive fixed departures in 2022. We've done it before, and we would love to do it again. We would love to get to the pre-COVID levels in 2022 and accelerate and overcome it. We also want to focus more on adventure groups, because even though we're an adventure travel company, we have not done enough when it comes to adventures in Bosnia, and we really want to do that with a group of trips during summer and even during winter. Again, we want to work more in introducing the country within a multi-destination packages. We want to focus more on winter, the winter destination, working closely with our partner in Bosnia, who's more than excellent really in organization and customer service at all levels. So we would love to do some winter activities and not just sleep during the winter as they do so. We would love also to do some joint promotions with the tourism board. This is really key factor, not necessarily with us, but we would love the tourism board get involved with influencers because it helps us at the end of the day as agents. When they do work with influencers or we see their ads, they promote the destination, then we get the demand and it's easier for us to convert. So working closely with the tourism board can really make a good impact. Always meeting with them, get the updates, introducing us to new properties, etc. This can help a lot in promoting the destination. So this is for me. Thank you so much for giving me the time, and I'm ready if you have any question.
Thank you very much for these great insights. We have one question from the audience from you. It's about the travel insurance. So it says, what about the travel insurance as it is especially needed for adventure travels? What is your policy on that as a company?
Yes, so for adventure travel, we have different type of insurance that covers mostly the activity, the particular activities that we're gonna do. And we have very global, very efficient global providers like Nomad Insurance or other insurance providers who cover especially the extreme sports or the type of activity that we are going the trip for. For example, cycling has a particular type of insurance. Even trekking, like let's take a place like Kilimanjaro, for example. We do have a specific insurance for such destinations that covers the evacuation with a helicopter if needed, covers injury coming from such sport. So definitely higher in price than a usual travel insurance, but we never depend on the regular travel insurance because again, for adventures is completely different story.
Thank you very much again for being with us.
Welcome.
And I will be happy to meet you either here in Bosnia or in Dubai.
I would love any time, and thank you again for giving me the chance.
Thank you. Question to my team: do we have Mr. Mahmoud with us? Did he manage to join? He was experiencing some problems connecting.
Yusuf, no, we don't have him here. Okay.
So if we don't have him here, that will be it for this event, for this activity. Stay tuned, follow us on social media. We will be announcing soon more of the activities that are coming up to promote Bosnia and Herzegovina in UAE, and also others prioritize source markets for the country. So thank you again for being with us. If you have any questions, please feel free to write us on our tourism email, and looking forward in meeting you all again. Thank you.